Okay, so I'm here tonight with two-time GP champion Rodrigo Togores, and we're going to try running his turbo depths list that he's tuned through grinding on MTGO with the blue splash in the sideboard for Flusterstorms. I have very little experience with this deck, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it runs. How you doing tonight?
Oh, very well, and you?
Not too bad. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I never
I'm
really
pretty, I'm pretty sure you will do well. So it doesn't play really different
traditional turbo.
from normal.
Yeah, so it should be fun at the very least. It's been a long time since I've run Elvish Spirit Guide and Lotus Petal, so
You end
definitely.
up siding them out in like half of your matchups.
Yeah, I figured Lotus Petal's kind of similar to Mox Diamond in the slower builds because I board out Mox Diamond all the time. So have you had a chance to run this deck a lot since the last two sets have come out?
I haven't, but I don't think it changed a lot.
Okay.
At least one card that has been a bit of a problem is Blaststone.
Okay, for like pithing needles and
Yeah, Sylvan Safekeepers.
okay,
That's
yeah.
like the only thing that has, because against lands you just landed a Sylvan Safekeeper and a Pithy Needle and you usually won, and now it's much more difficult. But for the rest, Narset is like a do nothing card, and everyone is playing that. So I think I like this hand.
Okay, yeah, this seems reasonable.
So
So do you,
you have lands, you have this card, and you have one tutor.
yeah, so if I was to play this in the dark, I would probably just basic swamp and a discard spell to start.
I'm not sure. Here is a big question. Always, I I'm not sure what to play first. Never, because depending on the matchup, you want a lot of times one thing or another. So, for example, against Delver, you want Thoxis, but I think against all other decks, you prefer Duress because taking the turn one Vial even out of Death and Taxes is good enough, even if you can whiff, but at least for my side.
Yeah, I think in the dark, I agree.
I'm not
I would generally lead with the rest in the dark, just for the exact reason you said. It's because against a handful of decks, if you lead with Thoughtseize and they have a vial that you have to take, sometimes the duress almost have to sit on it to give them turns to draw swords to plowshares or wait until they Stoneforge for an equipment. Where Thoughtseize is much more flexible as the second discard spell. So I like leading on duress.
yeah,
The new rogue list probably.
yeah, that's the Render Sticks list.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think here, so they're most likely starting with Delver on the play because it's like safe. So I think we want to take Fossil World.
Yeah, I think it was either Force of Will or Brainstorm, but yeah.
My friends are here that I will take Fossil World. We can Lotus Petal the Wooded Foothills. I don't know if that's a winning play. That's like you can auto win, but if they draw one land, then you are a lot on the back. What do you think of the naming the fetch land with the Pithy Needle?
It's interesting. I mean, this is a really land light deck. So there's a
They only have 13 other lands,
yeah,
but
so there's a real chance that this could buy us two or three turns
and
to just win, and
I,
it also shuts their days off next turn if they brick.
yeah, I think that's fine. So taking Fossil Will and playing Pithy Needle on Foothills, like the good thing is that we are not needling one of our fetches. So
Yeah. Plus, this is most likely Rug, so even if we draw an Urborg, we're not really enabling them at all, like we might be if it was a Grixis.
can you open the our opponent's hand, like on the top left?
Oh!
See
You
the
want
card that he
you
has.
you want me to Oh yeah. I can do that. Sorry.
And, and click the wooded out. I don't know why did he play it. I think that's not really a good play because he can't remove the pithy needle.
That's not
So I
necessar- That's not necessarily true. I think some of the lists now run main deck of Braid. I mean, they're probably not going to have enough time to get to that card and do that, but there is a possibility where if they drew land, a Braid, they could open this fetch up. But
I like going for Bayou and searching for dark depths.
I agree. Yeah.
So we have Hex Mage next turn live, and yeah,
Or any land for crop rotation. Yeah.
any land, and also Lotus Petal or Elvis Spirit Guide is
Yep.
also good enough to crop for thespian stage. No land.
Yeah. So
And here we can Doxis in.
and then crop off the depths.
Yeah. Okay, I don't see this. So
Okay, so Rogue Delver, I'm guessing just the decays, right?
yeah, just the decays for the Sylvan Safekeeper, and what's the last card? I think I cut the Bojuka Bog.
Okay, so just go down a land.
Yeah, because you have a lot of lands, and sometimes Bog is okay, but you don't win many games. You also could remove Elvis Spirit Guide, but I think that being fast is better than being than having lands, because you're gonna make your land drops more or less. Yeah, sometimes removing a Mungus is good. I'm never sure if, for example, against Grixis Delver, I do remove the one Elvis Spirit Guide and the Bojuka Bog because I put in the Dryad Arbor.
Okay. This seems decent.
So this is also good. And protection, we have Needle. And boom. Here, I will play nothing. I think I just Forest Go.
You don't like
Not
you don't like duressing them just to either have them brainstorm or daze.
they have open mana. They are just gonna spell pierce or fluster or even Daysas or brainstorm. So I don't want to. I don't like my discard spells to get eaten by by soft counters. So they are putting no pressure on us. So I don't think we have to put pressure on them.
Okay.
Play the forest.
I think what I would have done in that spot is I would have duressed just because the off chance they just play a Renin 6 here. I mean, but we have Pithing Needle to protect against that, so even that's not the end of the world.
They won't have brainstorm, so
Yeah. Yeah. That's sort of
against open mana, they always your discard turn one loses a lot of power because they always have the plan to interact, and they know you play a lot of discards, so they have a plan.
Yeah, I think if we just had one discard spell, I would definitely be 100% on board with that. I think with 2 discard spells, I'm okay if they daze it, kind of okay if they brainstorm. They spell pierce it, it's still not the end of the world either.
Okay, that's great.
So
Yeah. I think here with Duress, my plan is Duress, take the Foss, play the Petal for his days, and Pithy Needle Wasteland.
they could double daze now.
They have to have the Wasteland on top, so if they want to lose all this tempo, I'm fine with that.
I don't think they have a Wasteland on top. I don't think they would have hidden that. I think they would have hidden one of their spells that we could take. Probably Stifle would be on top.
So the card they will hit is Wasteland, or maybe a Bone Spell, or a removal for a Pithy Needle or something like that. Like an answer for all threats.
Yeah, possibly. I think it's definitely a spell on top, though.
So now we double time walk them with the needle. They could also have a ponder on top. That's another card that they
will
keep there. I'm most likely expecting Wasteland Ponder or a card like Vapor Snag or something like that.
Yeah, I think Vapor Snag's definitely a possibility. That's usually about a 1 or 2 of, though.
Yeah. At least most people are just playing the list that guy did like 29-1 in 2 days. So they play 0 answers in the sideboard for that 2020. But yeah, people tweet the lists, and the deck is quite good. Even if Render 6 is not that powerful that they're playing.
Oh wow, they did.
Hit a land.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, they hit. Yeah, so hitting a Wasteland is okay but okay.
So
here. Okay, here we can Toxic him or crop rotation. No, I think here our best plan is maybe to Sylvan's Cranks for Urborg.
Yeah, I think so. If he wants to double daze, that's fine.
Yeah. If we land the Urborg, we can play a discard spell this turn, or
I really don't understand. Now I think we just get stage, right?
No, I think we get Urborg. I think it's better because we can cast a Toxic this turn.
We can still cast Thoughtseize this turn off pedal, and still have.
We don't want to lose the mana. I mean,
we'll still have 4 to go next turn. We would still have Forest, Bayou, Stage, Depths.
But if you play Urborg, you play Urborg this turn. You take his Stifle, or he has to double dice it, and next turn you Toxize him, crop, and go off. So that's
okay.
I'm pretty sure that your crop is gonna resolve because he has no cards that can stop it. And using your mana this turn is better. Revolt does, that's fine. Then we stifle, then he stifles. We take stifle. So he has 2 dazes and he's dead on board, I think. That's the second hidden card that can this can be Vapor Snag.
Yeah, that would have had to be blind off the top, though. I'm not worried about that.
That's not the second card from the Brainstorm. This here is the second card from the Brainstorm. He hit bulk, and then this card, another Stifle. Okay. Now he called double Daysas, but I think I will crop this.
So.
No, okay, no, we can
I was gonna say, yeah, if we play Dark Depths and Scrying with 2 up to get the to get the stage, since he can daze us out of being able to combo this turn anyway. If we scrying and then have everything next turn, we're even protected against a bounce spell at that point.
Just so you want to get it next turn.
Yeah, because if we play Depths and if we crop rotation here, he's going to double daze, I think.
But that's fine. We get 2 cards from him. And
sure, but what I'm saying is if we scrying, we still have the combo next turn, but then we have protection.
But he loses his 2 lands and he's just on top deck mode.
Okay.
So I think you just crop here.
Okay.
Crop,
and see what he does.
Then he has to double daze.
Okay.
If he doesn't double daze, maybe he just doesn't double daze because he doesn't know what lands we have.
Yeah, I mean, he's surprised me with his daze plays already. I thought he was going to daze several. Huh.
So he's dead. I think if you play Dark Depths, he's gonna daze always. But now he's on the dark, and here doing it now or on the upkeep doesn't matter. But
no, it doesn't matter. I just like to get in the habit of doing it during the upkeep.
You always forget.
What's going on, Romario?
Hello, Romario. So he has to draw the 1 of Poser now.
Yeah.
I can't trip into it. Okay. 1-0. So the thing is, there, if you play the Dark Depths, they are always going to daze.
Oh yeah, I agree. If we were going with the crop rotation line, we sandbagged the Dark Depths, yeah.
So they call draw into a wasteland and then we have to do things. But now they say, oh, crop rotation. They don't know we have 1 piece or not. So they should assume. But I always like that my opponent is able to make mistakes.
Yeah, if I was in their seat, I would have double dazed the Pithing Needle for sure. Because they've only have, about a half a dozen cards that actually matter. They have the 4 wastelands and a couple of bounce spells, or maybe a Blood Moon out of the sideboard. And when he let that resolve, or they let that resolve, I was surprised. So have you been playing other formats since you haven't been doing a ton of Legacy recently?
Yes, I have been playing this Hogarth deck in Modern.
Okay.
And it's quite busted.
I can imagine. I've seen it in Legacy. I was watching Arkan stream last week where he was just basically cycling it in and out of the graveyard with Bridge from Below, like basically making more or less an infinite amount of 2/2 zombies. I was like, wow, that card seems pretty ridiculous.
But there are a lot of times where if you play turn 1 losing, your turn 2 is like having two or like 1 zombie, 1 Gravecrawler, 1 blue card, like 2 small creatures, 1 Hogarth and 1 Bridge Vine attacking.
Okay.
That's a quite standard turn 2.
That seems a little overpowered for Modern.
Yeah. So just against Jant or so, you just land at 8/8 on turn 2 and they can kill it. They have like 1 terminate.
Yeah. I can't imagine decks being equipped to regularly kill an 8/8.
I think this hand is fine.
Yeah, it's a little on the slow side, but it seems decent, yeah.
That's a turn 3 if you draw well.
Yeah.
What do you think is that Grixis Delver or Grixis Control?
I think Inquisition is usually before the last couple of weeks I would have said Grixis Control for sure. But now that Now some of the Grixis Delver lists are running a lot more discard for the Arcanist, but usually that's Thoughtseize. Yeah. So
I think that's Grixis control
yeah,
with Arcanist
I think most likely that's the
because
case.
you can have the Arcanist the or the Hymn to Turak.
It's true. Yeah.
At least I like here just. I I think I prefer to play the Bayou here.
Okay, just to play around.
Giving him double black for him. And also you can stay if they hit your both green sources, you are out of green forever.
Oh, I am not used to that. I am used to having 3 green sources plus gemstone mines. So I guess you're basically on pedal if that's the case.
I think here you like to play Orborg.
Yeah, they've already shown.
To crack the map.
Yeah,
they have no hit, so could be holding a stifle.
Okay, Rodrigo, Romario's saying your mic's still a little low on their end. If you can turn it up.
It's a little low. Okay, I can put it. Maybe you can put my mic a bit higher, but I can also put it.
Okay, I just tried.
I'm gonna put it a bit louder. Better?
I mean, it's going to sound the same to me. It's Romario. Does that sound any better on your end?
Here, do you hear me better? Louder? Do you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, but it's going to sound the same on my. It's more.
OBS, you can put like the volume of your computer.
Oh yeah, I have it all. I have it maxed out now. So.
Yeah.
So. Okay, they're saying it sounds a little better. Do we crop rot into a possible Force of Will here, or do we just let them take it? Did I lose you? Well, I guess we temporarily lost Rodrigo. I don't know exactly what happened. Fixed for a second and then completely broken, apparently.
Okay, now you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. So in this spot, should we crop rotation into a possible Force of Will, or just let him?
Okay. I was explaining this. I think here I will not crop because if he passes, you lose the game. My plan is to let it resolve, and then next turn play Dark Depths, search for a map, and search for Testing State at the end of the turn, and so you have in 2 turns Dark Depths and plus Security Step.
Okay. The reason I was thinking that it was a possibility is if we crop rot into a force, there's a chance that we their only other blue card would be a Jace if they even have the force, which we're not going to be able to prevent them from getting down next turn unless we have the full combo up. So I was thinking if we crop rot and he forces it, that's not the end of the world. The following turn, next turn, we could still play Depths, have Depths Urborg map up for stage, and still be able to combo in 2 turns.
So I will not crop for sure.
Okay. That was just where my head was. What?
Okay, they take the map.
That's interesting.
That's better. So that's even better.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would not crack.
Oh, you would not?
No, because now they can him us. So now we.
Yeah. I wasn't worried. Well.
Okay. I like playing Dark Depths here.
Yeah. If the.
Because they have no weapon and the metal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Depths is the more devastating card to get him for sure.
The thing about cracking map there is that now you can get him for the Thespian stage.
Sure.
So let's see what our opponent does. Bricks, okay. That's the reason to have them the second map, but that's good.
I mean, we were going to need to resolve.
I don't care.
Yeah, we were going to need to resolve crop rotation anyway. Otherwise, we weren't going to have the stage. So.
Okay, they're playing green, so they could play trophy. So here, depending on what they cast the next turn, we can do one thing or another. So. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, I think I will wait. Maybe he plays a cantrip or so he is off of Jace.
Yeah.
What I fear the most is right now is
Assassin's Trophy.
Edict or Assassin's Trophy is not too bad because if he has Assassin's Trophy, you get a land. So if he plays Edict, you get nothing.
Okay.
So, okay, he has nothing, so I will go for it. So if he holds everything back.
I mean, it's a good bluff. If he held everything, well, now we'll know for sure. So I think we could just Thoughtseize, then Scrying, then Crop Rot if somehow these two get countered or stop us.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So let's see what he has.
Even if he has Edict,
I bet this on nothing.
We can rebuild even if he has Edict.
I think he's gonna maybe force it.
Which is fine.
Something.
Hard cast force.
No, I think it could be click, but it resolves.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay, now you can whatever. You can Scrying and then crop one. Now he's gonna hardcast force, and now you play the forest and crop and win the game.
Yep.
So here it didn't matter what you would have taken. I usually only lose game one when they have like
One of the main deck edicts, essentially.
edict and they
Yeah.
get. So okay, sideboard against this deck.
I know.
Uh,
I know. With my version, I do bring in the Flusterstorms to help fight hymns and edicts.
yeah, for sure. That system is really good.
So when you do bring the blue lands in, how do you how do you
Yeah.
swap out for
So
those?
I remove all the fast mana,
Okay.
the needles, and the safekeepers. No. Sorry, not the safekeeper. The ghost quarter. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. And then I side in the decays, Dryad Arbor, Underground, Tropical, Blasters, and 2 surgical extractions.
Okay. You actually find the surgicals useful in this matchup, just to what fight Snapcaster?
So they are not really good, but they are better than any other card that you have.
Okay. Better than just a fourth edict
Like,
fodder.
yeah.
Okay.
Still, a Safekeeper is not even that good. Also, you can keep 2 Elvis Spirit Guide, or you can also remove Sylvan Safekeeper and keep Elvis Spirit Guide. But just maybe removing his Baleful strips is so huge, and also knowing if you can go for it is also. I value the information quite a bit here.
Okay.
Like, most of the times it's just, yeah, that's a card that gets discarded by him to Turak.
Yeah. So no black source here. Do you keep this?
So yeah, I keep it.
Okay.
Depending what he does, I play one thing or another. No, you played Tropical Island always.
Yeah, they can't. There's no fear of him taking Dark Depths when we have the Fluster up. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is if they start with Inquisition, I play the Dark Depths.
Okay.
If they take our Flusterstorm, I take the Dark Depths. I play the Dark Depths first. I really never want to lose. So okay, now if they take the Flusterstorm, I play the Dark Depths like always. That's a really slow matchup, and you're gonna draw into lands because you have 10 million of them. So you just don't want to get Dark Depths, Hymn, and Surgical. I think that's a really bad plan from them, but they always like to side in Surgical against anything. So
yeah, I still Depths, right?
Yeah, so Dark Depths go.
Yeah, I find that they often bring in surgicals as well.
So yeah, that's fine. I think that's a bit weird, but
Stage here.
now we can just. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think yeah, you can play stage. Yeah, we want to draw. We want to draw Urborg. It's like the best card period to have. So the bad thing about Urborg is maybe giving them double black, because I'm pretty sure they had him to Turak, but no double black, and just whiffed on the.
That's unusual.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
They are playing the Rent the Six deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's a pretty safe assumption that they don't have surgical yet, or I think they would have hit this during.
I will just stop system.
Yeah.
We have to start running out those. Also, he has no shuffle effect, so what's force of negation?
So
and here,
so force of negation.
I think here taking force. So they can hardcast it in his turn, so I think that's better.
Yeah, I agree.
At the end, it's always a blue card, but they can hardcast it, so you don't 2-for-1 them. And we know that his next card is dead, so maybe it's a Jace, or maybe it's something they can't cast because they wanted the Wasteland. Okay, that's Delta. So now they have 2 forces and 1 blank. So yeah, play the drop. Or maybe they have. So I think Doris here is right. It's better than. Okay, yeah, it was a blank. So here we can.
We could crop rot into Urborg and take their last force, setting up.
I think that's fine.
You like that?
So. So we change just by you for Urborg, and then take force, and then they have 1 draw.
They have 1 draw, and if we draw land, we can Thoughtseize check them anyway.
And so they will end up drawing 1 card blind, so that's fine. They have to draw Surgical now. Okay. Underground Sea, that's fine.
Yikes.
Ah! They drew the Surgical.
We probably should. We could have played around that. We could have played around that by just passing.
Yeah, we could.
That was bad.
Yeah, and we could have responded to the. Yeah, we are gonna concede. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of sloppy.
Yeah, they had to draw Surgical. So yeah, I think. I know. Wait. Change the. We would like to have the Ghost Quarterback for sure.
Oh, they're on Wasteland. That's right. I don't think we really want to bother with needles, though, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah. You can cut a 7 Safekeeper. And I'm not sure if it's better to have 2 Pithing Needle for the Wasteland and the Renan 6 or the Safekeepers. I think that when they are playing Safekeeper for sure, Renan 6 for sure. So I think Safekeeper is much worse. So I think I prefer the Needles. But really slow roll them. Also, I don't know. Okay. What do you think of these hands?
I mean, your deck has 12 tutors, but 8 of those are green.
Yeah,
so
they play green, so we can Thespian stage for a green land from them.
Possibly, yeah.
So I think like Dura's Thespian stage can go pretty far. I think it's a keep.
Okay.
I don't like to mull against him to draw against Doxy's deck. It's like, yeah. The good thing is they cannot hit. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be a problem.
Brainstorm. Okay. So I think we take Rena 6 here.
Yeah.
I think in the long run it's the card that does the most damage to us.
Yikes.
The Wasteland does, we don't care. Yeah. So, people do that a lot, but I think that's bad. So, even if you won't be watching the stream, I think this play is. So, okay. think we have to name Wasteland again.
Okay.
But
We're not worried about them getting to Jace before we can do anything.
you have Vampire Hexmage, so
That's
I
true.
will not worry. I'm more worried that they land another Renan 6 and we lose the game just because of that. Because they have Jace, but they play like 3 Renan 6 and the cards is just lights out. Surgical extraction from before.
Yeah, we may have a hard time getting to double black though.
Yeah, but if you find a green, you can search for another Urborg. Search for drop. Streets. No, that's a good card. Okay, Inquisition does not match, so he's gonna take Sylvan Springs most likely. If he has Surgical Extraction, I think he's gonna take a Hexmage. But I think that Springs is the right call here. Also, it depends a lot on his hand.
Yeah. I think that's the right call though.
It's not much better because you have a forest, but oh, he missed it. Oh no. Okay, no lands, so here he searches for Badlands. How about you? Okay. Okay. We are slowly getting there. Would be good if our opponent plays a Badlands, Urborg. Whoa, that's greedy. Okay, he knows our hand, so. Okay. He Jaces. That. Viewable? No. Okay, Jace. That's good.
Interesting.
On top. Okay, that's bad.
I don't know that anything
That's
he
not
has.
the worst card. I think it's maybe you will have to surgical yourself.
It's possible.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, now we don't have to worry about that.
So, if they start playing this 4-color deck instead of Grixis, I think the matchup is much worse for us. So the big advantage we had is that they didn't play Wasteland, but if they start playing it, I think it's really hard for us. In Storm. Whoa.
Interesting. Should we hit Wasteland on the off chance they have a Kolaghan's command?
Yeah, I think yes, because even if they don't have, they will have it in one turn or the other. So I think taking the I expect them to force of negation the life from the law, the surgical, but
Huh.
okay. Now we can see his deck. And for me, it's important if they have a edict.
So he's on 3 wastelands. 2 edicts.
Yeah, they have 2 triumphs.
2 edicts.
To
Yeah.
him, to force of negation, access, surgical.
Okay.
So I think they are not getting ahead now with life from the law. Like, yeah, they are. Those are cards for Jace, but Forest. That's a good card. Now, depending on how he attacks, so now we have to see here, and depending on what he does. So I think if he has, I think he does not have edict. So yeah, but he's searching, so it's quite possible that he gets it. But I think we have to wait it out. So he did activate Jace already? Brainstorm, no.
No, he did not.
Decision, oh, that's bad. Okay, resolves. Okay. Okay. At the top. He has 2 forces in hand. At the top of Negator Sleep.
Here, just copy a Bayou. Actually, Underground Sea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Underground is better. You're not gonna need green. Yeah, you will need, but put a card on top. The rest.
So do we start poking at his hand?
Or yeah, I should just start discarding things. I think holding up the combo is not what. Force of negation. It's fine.
Yes, that's Rodrigo on the line, Nargoyles.
Hello, Nargoyles. Okay, that's a card that does nothing. They tackle Toxies, but I think here taking Hexmage has much more value because we can kill the Jace.
I think they just assume they're going to be able to keep us off of land. Alright, or not. So, do we just try to kill Jace here?
Yeah, they are gonna hardcast Force, but the next turn they are gonna hardcast Force again. So you just have to do that. Let's see. Maybe they doesn't know the play. So that's the first hardcast Force. If we draw a discard spell, we can go Squatter ourselves. And have another swamp, so that's not a bad play. So here, if we draw Storm or discard, or I think even with the just put a card on top here. Do you think we have to Ghost Quarter ourselves now? Oh, another Hexmage. So runner Hexmage. They have to force this.
Well, now they're at least on unknowns.
Okay, now we have a option. Do you think he has another Fossil Will, or he has a Snapcaster? Just draw the card, put the card on top, that's fine. See what happens. Now, oh, that's good. That's good. Now you can cast the Thoxys with the Bayou.
I don't think we can beat that.
We can beat that.
Yeah, I don't. If they see the Snapcaster line, there's no way we can beat that, which I'm assuming they do.
I think. Okay. Just our opponents plays no basics. Okay. So that means that. No, it's not. No, Ali. Okay. Because now we're thinking that if we Ghost Quarter him, he cannot Snapcaster, but that
we can't get a second. We can't get a second black if we do that, though.
Yeah. I mean, if we Ghost Quarter him, we had to Ghost Quarter him at the end of turn, so that he can't cast the Snapcaster Mage into force.
Yeah, if we put them on only Snapcaster Mage, we could have made that play.
Yeah,
but that's also assuming their list has 0 basics, which we don't.
Yeah, we saw his deck list. I screenshot it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay, so they do have no basics. So if we put them on exactly Snapcaster Mage only as an answer, we could have resolved the Hex Mage, but they would have just played the second Jace, and we're right back in the same spot. We would have had to draw out of it, but at least
but
we wouldn't be dead. We wouldn't be dead, but so.
Okay, just take a Jace and play.
See if he feels like allowing us to resolve this.
I don't think so, but
can't hurt to try.
The Wasteland at the start just lost too much tempo for us. Yeah, let's see. So we can play another game.
Yeah, that match is our fault. We could have played better in the second game. We kind of walked.
Yeah, the second game.
We walked into that surgical when we didn't have to.
Yeah, that was. And then what's the odds? So when I play, my opponent always is like they have one out and they always draw it. But
yeah, to be fair, they had a few turns there where it would have beaten us.
But
yeah, that was actually the first turn where we could have played around it. They had 2 or 3 turns before that.
Okay, we play against Storm.
This Daniel.
Yes, or the Lion's Eye Diamond, Nahiri, o sea, icons of issue of icons and Narset deck.
Oh, you think he's on that and not Ant?
One, he kills you with tenders and plays LED.
All right.
That's
So
I think that's a key. On the play, we can play Adurus. That hand.
So they scried to the top. That's probably a mana.
Card on top, so that's a ritual or a land. So I think I take Infernal Tutor.
I agree. Interesting. Just scrying for depths.
Oh, we win on the next turn, right? Here.
Yeah.
Scrying for depths. Yeah, you have to scrying for depths because they are gonna duress you. So okay. Now we can play Hex Mage. And I think I would Piffin Needle Polluted Delta. So we are not gonna use the Lotus Petal, and choking him on 1 mana can be good enough.
Yeah, the only reason to keep the petal up is if we wanted to bluff crop rotation to point him off of Past in Flames, but it wouldn't matter. He would take whatever line he had available, given that we have the combo up, yeah. So that bluff doesn't really get anything in this spot.
That only works if they don't know what we have, but
yeah,
they always. Okay. Yoo-hoo! One.
So I'm assuming this whole section.
Yeah. One interaction. Okay. So here we got the needles, the basic lands.
Which lands?
The basic lands.
Oh, the basic.
Forest and the swamp.
The basic. Oh, you're just doing a straight swap. That makes sense.
There goes Quarter. Goes Quarter.
It's here somewhere. There it is. There are some ant lists. I've seen 42 AD and a couple other players run Caracas, but that's not normal. Yeah.
We still have Sylvan Safekeeper and the Security Step.
You cut.
No. You keep the Sylvan Safekeeper.
Okay.
You cut the step.
Really? You don't keep that in for their bounce spells?
Yeah. It's really strange that you. It's really strange that you have a crop rotation in hand, and so they aggro discard your. I think from all my games, it has only mattered twice that I could go off with crop rotation backup and lost with that because of that. Because they are was Duress crop rotation. It's not like your deck that you play Brainstorm and you can hide it.
Okay, that's fair.
And if you don't play Security Step, you cannot draw it at your opener.
I'm assuming this is an auto keep.
I think this hand is great.
Yeah.
I will start with Verdant Catacombs and pass, I think. Yeah, okay. It also depends what they do. Yeah. Now then we play the underground sea. Oh, so yeah, that's more. Oh. Okay, I think they have the tenders in hand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have tenders, so I would underground sea and Thoxys.
So I think we just take ad nauseer.
Yeah. Now he's gonna take out crop rotation. Have a land. Now we play both and start hitting. So we play the safekeeper and so we took the ad nauseam here, but if you get to hit him a few times, so here you fluster him. No, fluster.
I think he knows the last two cards from the previous duress. It's true, I guess.
Okay, so maybe I was just wrong that he loses to life on this. He does that. So here we play Thespian stage, I think.
Yeah, just for the known information. Yeah.
So maybe they play another discuss spell, or they don't know that we are the combo ready. Land is good for us because I think he had mana the last turn, but he does not have cantrips. He can have more discards. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's bad. What is his last catch?
Okay. They're just getting goblins here.
Okay. Goblins goes nowhere. Okay, maybe he doesn't know that we have dark depths.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Well, he searched for passive flame, and if he draws a mana card, he wins.
Does he? There's not much here. Oh, I guess he gets the. I guess.
He recast that now, Sam. He has to draw mana into fast mana.
Yeah. So if he got past in flames, he would need to draw another ritual.
Yeah, he needs to draw an LED.
He could have just tutored for a bounce spell, although I don't know that that's a winning.
Yeah,
yeah, that's not a winning line. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, he has to draw fast mana or. Yoo-hoo!
Yeah, so past in flames was
yeah. So if he didn't search for goblins, he has to search for passive flames. It's the only card that he can search for.
That makes sense.
Okay. Hey, we beat Ant. Ant is a difficult matchup. And so it's not like the easiest matchup because so what do you think of this hand?
It's pretty slow. It doesn't actually interact with the opponent at all, other than protecting our combo. Um,
Yeah, I think turn for combo with no thing. I think
yeah,
they will model this.
yeah. I think if we knew the matchup, that might be different. I think this is better. This is good against some of the control
So it's
decks.
just miracles, but yeah.
Yeah, Miracles or Grixis Control. I think this would be good, but we don't know what we're against.
Okay.
Yikes.
Okay. This one is not that bad. This is
uh,
okay. That goes to the bottom. Yeah, you want a land, but not that land. Forest go.
Hey Arkin, thanks for the host.
So if they are playing Black Red Reanimator, we have a lot of crop rotations for them.
Yeah, that's the one matchup where this hand's stellar against. I don't think this is going to go very
that's
well.
miracles.
Could be Blue Red Delver too. How did you end up doing today, Arkin?
Yeah, that's miracles like for sure. Miracles players love to play Guru lands.
So what exactly are we supposed to do with this hand now?
I think pass, and depending what they do. So we have different plans. So if they cast Show and Tell, we can crop and crop for Dark Depths and put a Hex Mage on the field. Or we can end of turn crop for Urborg. So
Arkin's running the new Rhino deck. Have you seen that list?
the new?
It's with the it's the 0 casting cost card that puts 2 4/4 Rhinos into play off suspend.
Yeah. I have liked to play the all Charlotte's deck a lot. Okay, I think here we just pass. We can triple crop for the combo, right?
We could, or we could just double crop and try to play Hex Mage.
Yeah, but I think you give up your plan here. Like, I think you just wait and see what happens.
Okay.
So you can crop for Urborg, you can crop for everything.
What's going on, DN Salver?
Do you think that's a storm? No, it's not. What do you think this is more, storm or Grixis control?
It looks like Grixis to me, but
It could be storm.
it's possible. If it's storm, we've played this.
I hope they played.
We've played this very wrong. If this is storm.
Why? No, that's right. If that's storm, we win this turn. Although if they crack for Duress.
That's true. So I don't think we do anything here.
Nothing. Yeah, I think we just pass. So, okay, that's good.
So now we can win through a counter.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I took no actions for 4 turns with a depth deck.
I do it a lot, but you have to think that you play Brainstorm. So they're playing Storm.
Do you think this is Storm?
I don't know. I think that's Storm now. They're playing Brainstorm at. I don't know.
They played it very slow if they were on Storm.
Yeah, with no discard, no.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that has to be Storm.
Therapy.
I think if. Okay, I think here you go for the combo and you go. No, you have to do nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this matters at all right now. No.
No, you have 3 crops to just pass.
Yeah, we can't. We can't even cast the fourth one. Well, we wouldn't want to cast the fourth one, I guess.
Yeah, yes.
This is such a strange game.
Okay, they take exchange. Can you open our opponent's graveyard?
Could I open what?
Yeah, the graveyard. So
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now I think we go for the combo now.
This kind of looks like this could still be Grixis control, and they could have Edict up here.
Yeah, but I think your game plan is not getting better.
So if we crop rot here,
so we can crop rot and see what happens.
Yeah, because technically, if they let all of the crop rots resolve, we could go Urborg, Depths, and then end of second main phase Ghost Quarter his swamp. Do they run a second base? Do they run a second basic swamp?
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Okay.
Okay, so they are Grixis control.
Okay.
So we move again.
Yeah, I think now we go to the end step though.
Yeah. So what are they planning for? Okay.
All right.
That's fine. If we draw. So what's okay? Our opponent does nothing.
So do we duress or leave the threat of the combo up?
I think
They did nothing last turn when we tapped down.
I think they do nothing because if we duress, it's pretty easy that we get force of negation. I prefer to draw into one more land and then. That Snapcaster Brainstorm. Okay. I think we crop rotation in response to the Brainstorm. Right?
That seems fine.
So here you crop for Urborg and see what happens.
This at least prevents them from just slamming Jace.
I don't think. I think they're playing some blue-black deck. So you remember the E1 land on Thief of Insanity?
Oh yeah, I do remember that deck.
I think that might be this. Or what cards did he have exiled? What did he pitch to the second cost? Brainstorm?
Yeah, 2 Brainstorms.
Not Brainstorm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. They're playing Grixis, they're playing not Grixis.
Looks like just straight Grixis now.
Okay.
So do we give them credit for Edict?
So, I mean, if they have Edict, what's our game plan now? So we can wait and draw this card. They are not putting pressure, but they will start drawing Battlefield Strix. So they have to have Edict, and so if they draw 1 Battlefield Strix, what is our chances of winning?
Not very good. We're actually out of green sources other than Lotus Petals and Spirit Guides because we literally crop rotted all 3 of our green lands.
So we have to draw 1 of our 7 discards and that's it.
Yes. So that seems unlikely. I also don't think they had it initially. I don't think they would have Force of Willed both crop rotations.
I'm also for it. That's the reason. So I think I go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible they did just brainstorm, but...
Oh, maybe they had it.
It's possible. I don't think we're beating it from here anyway, unless we get kind of lucky.
Yeah, we have to draw 1 of our 7 discards.
Yeah. If they have it, so be it. Looks like they have it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can keep playing because we can. Oh, that's a good magic card, I think.
It's not bad.
Now we have 6 outs. No, that's it. I think now we are. Oh, that's also a good card.
These don't tend to live very long in this matchup, but why not?
But
why not, right?
They are low.
Oh, that's not bad. Wow, they pitched a Snapcaster to that with an Edict in the graveyard.
Yeah, they could have bombs the Snapcaster on his field, so keeping Jace is better.
Yeah, that's fair.
only plan here is that our opponent never realizes that he can bone snap Castle Mage or draw a Battlefield Strix. You always tell me that Dryad Arbor is not good, but I keep running into Grixis control decks.
I mean, it doesn't matter game 1 because it's not in the deck, and then game 2, wow. Then game 2,
Whoa.
we have Flusterstorms and other angles to fight it. I just haven't been losing to this deck versus Edict post board, so I just haven't found the need for Arbor.
I think that's insurance. Okay, I think I will concede that Scarlet's game.
You'd scoop? I think I'll take one more draw, and if we brick again, that's enough.
So we said like before.
You were doing all the fast mana, right?
Yeah, all the fast mana, the Pulse Quarter, and the Needles. Case and double surgical. That's it. That's fine.
So how have the extra decays been? Normally I only have 2 decays in versus this deck. Have you found 4 to be useful?
Thing is, I don't like to lose against counterbalance or back to basics.
Okay.
So, but against this deck, they are fine. Also, a lot of this decks play. A lot of these decks play Ensnaring Bridge.
Okay.
So usually they have 1 bridge and 1 Pithing Needle sideboard, and both cards are really troublesome.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't run into too many bridges. Every once in a while I see Blood Moon out of this deck, but it's been a while since I've seen bridge.
Just killing Strix is good enough. You kill the Strix and that's okay. Our opponents are playing pretty slow today.
Yeah. Yeah, the first match we were a little slow, but since then, yeah, it's been the other way. This hand seems decent.
Okay, so this hand is great. So we have turn 1 Fluster, turn 2 Nothing, turn 3 Scryings, turn 4 combo with Fluster backup?
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
The only other way to play it is to try and save the Verdant Catacombs for a Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, you can, but I think holding up Fluster is better.
I would agree.
Our opponent moves to 5.
Especially since we only have one way to find depths right now, and if they Inquisition us or Thoughtseize us, we're going to want to protect it.
So here we want drop. Like,
So here I think we.
I think I like to.
What's that?
I like to.
So we could either play stage to protect one of the combo pieces, scrying for the other, or Thoughtseize this turn and save the scrying for next turn.
I think it's an ult, or I think taking playing Toxic is better.
Okay. Now,
Like,
do we play it? Do we play it off the Bayou?
Yeah, but Bayou.
Yeah.
Because you already have. You need to play for lands anyway. So giving them double black is not.
I like taking Brainstorm here.
Yeah, you have Surgical from Snapcaster Mage. And they are just on a. So they are gonna pass and then. We could Surgical fetch lands, but.
I mean, this deck is kind of mana hungry, so that wouldn't be the worst play in the world, but that would be pretty greedy if we somehow get into a spot where this Snapcaster matters.
Thunder. Yeah, I don't like that. I think by them having Snapcaster, I think the information later or snapping or brainstorm is.
Not shuffle. So here I think I would lead off
I
on.
think here playing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think here stage on map is the best play.
Yeah, that protects versus everything. Yeah.
You just stage and map. Then if they pause, you can scrying, but. So our opponent is thinking on playing Snapcaster and Foxes. Fine. You think it's worth Surgical the Ponder?
I do, because it'll give us full information on the last two cards. Plus cut them off of 3 or 4 looks.
Yeah, maybe that's worth. Yeah, so we only lose 1 card information, so that's fine.
Yeah. even if they have something like Flusterstorm, they can't really use it here. Wow. So they do have the Edict.
That's fine.
Alright, so they're on 2 copies of Blood Moon.
Yeah. Okay.
2
I'm gonna
Edicts.
screenshot that.
You got it?
Was 1 Fatal Push. Yeah, take all the ponders out of this thing. 6. Yes, basics, island, and the swamp on the field.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So what do you think of? So I think here I go for I search for a fetch land.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how we do it, because we can just get 1 off this and 1 off this and give him 1 turn. Yeah. The only.
Yeah, maybe it's better. It's better to search dark depths. No.
Yeah, I would
No,
rather.
wait. Don't crack it. No. Don't crack the map. Because you can lose to him to Turek. So if you scrying for fetch land, no, that's
Yeah, you have to crack the fetch line for that to work, or wait 2 turns by playing the Herborg. Yeah.
Yeah. So just search for.
Yeah, I think we have to. I think we have to get depths here, and if he draws exactly him to Torak off the top, it's not like that kills us. We still lock them out of of being able to do much of anything, and we can just draw to a fetch land.
Yeah, if they have land in hand, right?
They have a land in the Edict, yeah. Okay, so
yeah, I think here we just time walk them, so they can't cast any spells.
Okay.
I will just pass. Next turn you have the same plus crop rotation for Dryad Arbor. So the problem here is that if you search for Dryad Arbor, if they draw Blood Moon, you lose the game. So it's a Gormak, a Brainstorm. So yeah, that's not that bad that they draw this. Also, the land, so they have Edict and 1 other card. Now we copy our Bayou, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I know there's not many situations where we're going to need double blue here.
You will need double blue.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be a situation.
Yeah. You may need double black or double green.
Yeah, in my version, I would copy Tropical Island, but that's just because there's sequences where you could draw Brainstorm into Flusterstorm. But that's not really a thing here. So they have plenty of black. I don't think it matters that we play this here. So I think we play I think we play Urborg and map.
Urborg and map, yeah, mana works out.
This gives
us what they do.
Yeah, this gives us step if they happen to play a Strix this turn too.
I think depending what they do, we prefer to search for our fetch lands and pass.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't make a play, we can do that. But we could also just crop and see what they do for the fetch land immediately.
So depending depending what they do, we can crop for fetch land at the end of turn.
Yeah. Yeah, if they go down to
And
two, if
if
they go
they
down
don't
to
fall,
if they go down to 2 mana and take themselves off of push and bolt, then yeah, it doesn't
so
cost
they
us.
only have so they have 2 lightning bolts and 1 fatal bolt.
Yeah, so if they go down to where they can only cast the edict, it's basically free to cast the crop rotation. We don't need the extra Bayou.
Let's say casting. It's okay. I think in response, I will crop here.
Oh, okay.
Wait, wait.
Yeah, sorry, I already clicked through it. I mean, it's fine if they force here. That means their last card is Edict, and we can just map at the end of their turn for the fetch land and still be
Yeah,
good.
but you give him 1 draw. I mean, I think there you gave him 1 draw. That's so just eat the Bayou.
So I guess his out here is us waiting till our draw step and us drawing Arbor.
Yeah. So we could have searched for Arbor first.
Yeah, that probably would have been the better play, actually.
Okay. We win the game. Oh, we sacrifice our Arbor. Surprise, surprise. Okay, we know his deck, so step. I think it's easy. So I like to rerun this, and just we have to think that have in mind that they have the 2 blood moons. So maybe fetch more for the basics.
Okay. Is it worth having an Elvish Spirit Guide? I know the extraction. No. Okay.
So, okay. So, okay.
I think this is.
Is playing really slow.
Yeah.
We could time out him.
I think this is a mulligan.
Yeah, I think that's a mulligan. This hand is great. Okay, he also molds to 6.
I don't think we need a third discard spell.
No, I think that's we need combo lands. So our best draws are Darters and okay. So here we hold up Fluster for his him. What do you think? Do you think it's better the Sylvan Safekeeper or having Elvish Spirit Guide? So being fast, or you can play cast Elvish Spirit Guide to deal with Edict. But
yeah, I don't particularly like either in the
fast
matchup. So I would
Strix.
just
So yeah,
I would buy your Thoughtseize here.
yeah. I don't know if it's better to Duress here.
Uh,
What do you want to Thoughtseizes here? Would you
s-
take a Snapcaster Mage? I think not at this
no, not in
moment.
this, not in this on this sequence,
I
but
think you,
possibly a second Strix.
I think yeah, but you don't care about second Strix, I think,
Okay, we can.
because when you take Strix, they just call against commands it up. So I prefer to just play Duress. So every time I kill a Strix or block it or discard it, they just call against it back. Also, Will, yeah. Liliana's Trial. Yeah, they have just blanks and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we take Triumph and that's it. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was thinking of playing Sylvan's Keeper,
yeah,
but
I think we actually should have because they don't have him mana. So I don't know what we're actually keeping Flusterstorm up for this turn, unless we want to counter a cantrip.
yeah, Thoxys. We can counter Thoxys.
Yeah, a discard spell or a ponder. I guess we could have. Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we just
So
play.
I will play the Dark Depths.
Yeah, play the depths. Thoughtseize would be my line.
Yeah.
And I think here, if they don't have a second black or a him in hand, I think we do play the Safekeeper.
Yeah, we take the pause for sure. I don't take the Strix. So you want to resolve the Sylvan Scrying later.
So if we
you don't care about the.
Okay.
Yeah, they can Strix whatever they want, but when you combo next turn, you will not have mana for. Yeah, that's right, Safekeeper. You will not have.
Yeah, there's actually nothing in his deck that actually matters while Safekeeper is in play, but he's gonna bolt it, which is annoying.
They're gonna call against it.
Yeah, they could do that too.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I was in their.
They called Strix.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would Strix bolt if I was in their seat.
Yeah, so drawing cards is always better than not drawing cards.
I think we just let this go.
Okay, I will let this die. Okay, so I think we shall win the next turn.
Yeah, they're gonna have two unknowns.
Yeah, and they have to be for some blue card or Edict or land and Snapcaster Mage. And they're also quite choked on mana, so they cannot cast random cards. So if they do nothing, we can or go for it or pass and combo with Fluster backup, which is also a great play.
Yeah, I definitely like waiting an extra turn if they don't do anything.
Yeah, I do nothing and just play my land. No, I know. I thought you were copying the datas.
No. Here I think I like actually playing the second stage just in case something goes wrong. We can reset.
Yeah, they can play Pitting Needle and then we have one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they have no. So here, if they don't play a land, we win. I think whatever they do, right?
It seems likely. I mean, it's possible they could fluster our fluster. So if they have Edict and the fluster's a one of, and the Edict's a one of, so if they have their one of Edict and their one of fluster, That
Really
would
good.
beat us.
I think they didn't have Fluster in the second game from the screenshot.
I guess Edict.
So
Okay.
now, oh,
Oh,
okay, they had one Fluster Storm.
yeah, they had one.
So now you copy with the normal Thespian, you copy Dartes with Fluster Storm mana up. Let's see what happens. And now
they may surgical us here.
they can, but they are like super dead. So we have Sylvan's Crank mana. People really love to surgical things. I think surgical is a quite overvalued card. In like,
Yeah, I guess it depends on how your opponent's going to play versus you. Like when we're playing blue and Flusterstorm, we're obviously going to be patient. Maybe
yeah, but
maybe
how many,
other.
how many times,
What was that?
how many times did they get to surgical your Dartes? No, don't play Ellen. Don't play anything.
No, I was just looking at the cards. So
Okay.
just a scrying first step, right? Leaving Trop up.
Yeah.
Guess they had nothing.
Okay. Yeah, but they had nothing, but we played well. So, 3-2, not bad. 3-1. So from my results, the deck does a lot. Oh, there it is. This guy plays Maverick or Death and Taxes, right?
He was on Rug for a while. Recently, he's been playing Death and Taxes.
Yeah. Okay.
This isn't the worst.
Yeah, I think this hand is good.
So I would just lead off on basic forest map.
Yeah, I think yes. But with the Misty Rainforest, better.
Does that actually matter, game one?
You can search for Swamp.
Okay, but we have double Catacombs.
Yeah, but
This is kind of nice because if he
so
is
now
on
we call.
not Death and Taxes.
Okay.
I was about to say it's nice.
Yeah, the hand is still good. Oh, that's an underground sea.
Huh.
Okay, that's a card that are cards that do nothing. So I think our plan here is to search for Swamp and then Expedition map. Okay. Yeah, we fetch for Swamp and he could be on Grace's control. I think passing is better, right?
I agree, yeah. If we get himmed and he takes steps, we're going to want to replace it.
That's a great magic card. What are your favorite brainstorms?
What was that?
What's your favorite brainstorm art?
My favorite brainstorm art? I'm partial to the Ice Age art.
Ice Age. Okay. So what is our thing?
I'm assuming he's going to take the Scrying. If he takes the Elvish Spirit Guide, that kind of telegraphs an edict.
So he could be playing your deck.
I don't play Ponder
Oh
unless
yeah, true.
unless he made changes.
So
Just grab stage here.
yeah. Here we switch from thespian stage.
So, do we want to risk him and
Yeah, I think
play
we risk
Edict?
him.
Yep, play Edict Protection.
No, I think we play the thespian stage and the Elvis Spirit Guide. Yeah, that's the. So we use your mana better, and maybe they daze. So okay, they have no force, they have no daze.
Or the Spirit Guide, just doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. They're on.
Actually, moderately punished for playing the Spirit Guide there.
Yeah. No, I think no. But when you, I will.
What's
you
that?
could attack, but it goes nowhere. I think.
Yeah, I wasn't going to attack into the. Either he trades because he has. Yeah, either he trades because he has Edict or he just takes the 2. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So since they missed their land drop, I think we just go for it here.
Yeah.
Because they can't get to Jace.
Yeah, we can set it up in 2 turns again. So.
Yeah.
I'm not a bit much worried. So we can make another 2020 in 2 turns. So that's fine. Or we can just draw something good. The attack.
So we could actually play both Map and Hexmage here on the off chance we get edicted into Liliana or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it's better to play Map and set up for searching another Daredevs with Thespian stage. I think playing Thespian stage.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I already had that other line in my head.
Stage,
No, I see what you're saying. This also would have the combo set up again next turn too, unless he forces.
Yeah, that's.
We're just arguing over corner cases that probably weren't going to happen.
Yeah. And these corner cases are the ones that win games.
True.
So they're playing some kind of back control, Grace's also back or 4-color. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on 4-color because that's like the new hits, and Daryl likes to play Wasteland. So I think we bought like before, like 2 Pithy Needle out, 2 Sylvan Safekeepers, all the fast mana, and yeah. So Caracas, Dryad Arbor, and Double Surgical, and you can cut the what's the name? The Sylvan Safekeepers.
No, Arkin. I've not given in to spirit guides yet.
And the Silver Spirit Guides are from my deck list. So just Negator is today playing my list on the stream. So to feel the power.
Are you actually going to play this on Sunday? Or are you not playing?
I really don't know what to play on Sunday. I've been playing Modern this week, so I should figure it out, but Daredevs is one of my options. It's one of the decks I have played the most in the last month.
Okay. This is a little slow, but it has an answer if we get mooned.
We have the combo, but not.
It's an unreliable version, yeah.
I will keep that. I really don't want to mull against a deck that just
eats your hand.
you and hits you. whatever. This deck is quite slow, so that's a turn 2 kill if we go for it. So I expect here to get him. Okay, yeah, it's 4 color. It's tricksy. We don't care about that card.
Do we want to force check him?
Yes. So they didn't have this card. They didn't have him. So.
Or they didn't have the mana to him.
Yeah, but they. I don't know.
The trop came. The trop came out of their hand, so they didn't. They fetched for black with their only fetch so far.
I don't know here. Yeah, we can risk it, but
because we can run it back next turn too. we could crop off this and then crop off that.
Think of the basic forest, right?
I mean, we're gonna get rid.
We are gonna eat it. It's better to eat the basic forest because
we can use that one next turn.
Boss, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was pretty sure he had the boss. Yeah, we just did 2 for 2. That's not that bad. What did he remove?
Brainstorm.
Also with Brainstorm. That they remove a Brainstorm is always good. So we can do this again.
We could try again. If it gets countered again, we could just play trop map with the plan of setting up again in 2 turns. Or we could just slow down and play map. That kind of walks into...
I think I like playing map. I like playing map. Because here you can also get Flusterstormed. And that's a disaster. Another strings? Yeah, we're at 6. Okay, if they don't have Wastelands, that's less scary. Here. So you can do that and that. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, killing Renan 6 is not like... we can decay the Renan 6, but...
Yeah, I don't know where that's getting us. We're still a couple turns away if we do that.
Yeah. I think searching for Urborg is like the best plan.
Yeah.
By you and...
Search for Urborg, play map.
Yeah. And then next turn we can play Hex Mage and Crop Rotation and...
Is it just not better to just get stage now and play map off stage, and then we don't have to resolve anything?
Yeah, but the thing about that is that next turn you will not be able to cast spells in the middle of. Yeah, yeah, that's also fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah,
I think Urborg gives you always so much mana.
it does give us more mana, but then we're giving him um, we're giving weight to his counter spells at that point. Because if we don't get stage, we're relying on the Hex Mage to resolve, really.
So now the biggest problem is we have the Dryad Arbor in hand.
Yeah. I don't know that we can particularly do much about this. We could wait one turn and play it.
So we can wait one turn and here we can search for Urborg and then play Hexmage and then maybe have a way to kill Renan 6 and then play Dryad Arbor.
Is that not just? Is it just
I don't
not?
know.
I mean, I think it's just better to just play Arbor, isn't it? And have this up for step.
Yeah, but Arbor gets killed by Renan 6.
Oh, that's a good call.
It's get pinned. I think searching for Urborg and holding Urborg there is like the better plan.
I mean, I guess the issue I have with that is he has actual 7 cards in hand and hardcast force mana.
Yeah, but you don't care. You play Urborg and then you still have the combo and everything ready. You can also decay the Renan 6 later.
That's fair.
That's not.
That's fair. Then
what I want is that we start trading cards. Because so here with the Dark Depths and the Urborg, we play the Hexmage.
Just to trade with the Ren? Can't we just decay the Ren?
Yeah, but I prefer that we can play Hexmage, they falls, and then we can end of turn decay the Ren.
Okay. I like that.
So they use his cards and we use all our mana.
That's interesting.
So here we kill the Renan 6. That's good for us. We traded cards. So that's 2 for 1.
Wow, I'm glad he did. Really glad he did that.
Okay, yeah. We could have crop rotation for Bajuka, but
yeah, I don't think that's worth doing to fight over Hex Mages.
Yeah. I think them keeping Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt against us is really. So I think those cards do nothing. Okay, he's afraid. That's fine.
Do we copy Wasteland at the end of the turn or no?
No, I think we don't copy. Because they can have another surgical extraction or Snapcaster Mage. So don't play tappers. Here we can, I think Sylvan Scrying for Ghost Quarter. Okay. It's fine for me, I think.
Do we play the Dryad Arbor?
Uh, what did that? Yeah, I think yes, we played the Dryad Arbor. I think if he Wastelands or Dryad Arbor, we copy it with Tuscan Stage. Another Strix that does nothing. So here we just pass. Okay.
Play map.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we have mana to play a map and crop rotation. Yeah, I think yeah, we play a map and then we can crop rotation for Ghost Quarter. Wait. We can maybe just search now, right?
We could search and play
With
it now.
Urborg and yeah, I think it's better. So he could wasteland us, but
Oh, now he can.
also here we can copy our Dryad Arbor.
That seems bad though, right? That opens us up to another removal spell on our Thespian stage, and that also opens us up to a second surgical extraction if we tap out.
We can take mana. Get mana.
Yeah.
So we can play mana. We can take out mana and
I think we pull a green here and let it resolve.
yeah, I think yes, that's right. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
I mean, we lose on the spot if he has a surgical extraction and we do that.
No. Ghost Quarter.
No, I know. I haven't clicked it.
I'm always making sure because.
So, do we want to just ignore Diabolic Edict now since we're out of creatures? They stripped every creature we have in our deck. Because we can go for it now.
Yeah. We could go, but that's his. So what we can do is crop rotation, and that's nonsense. I think. Okay.
I mean, I don't think
I think we just pass.
Okay, I don't think they have Jace because I think Jace would be in play right now if they had Jace. But yeah, it's fine waiting another turn too.
Yeah.
It's possible we see a discard spell too because we haven't drawn any yet this game.
I think we should have cracked the map with Dryad Arbor. We will be 1 mana up. Thespian Stage. Oh, no basic lands. Here we can crop for a basic land, right?
Or Ghost Quarter ourselves too, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Ghost Quarter is far better. We have still the forest. We can Ghost Quarter the Urborg.
So I guess the issue here is, what do we think the follow up is?
Yeah, if he has another wasteland, we are gonna lose anyway, so we don't care.
Yeah, I think it might be a Ren and 6 coming up behind it.
Yeah, but we can crop for Bojuka box. So we Ghost Quarter Urborg. but
No,
we will not.
we're short of mana to do all of that if we want to
Yeah,
save
but
the
if
stage.
they have another Ren, we have Thespian. Yeah, I think we are fine. We just Ghost Quarter Urborg. Yeah, and copy. Yeah, for sure. I think we should start up playing a bit faster.
Okay.
Because we are quite low on time. So the forest and copy forest.
We're gonna find out if they have
But if they have another wasteland, or if they have Ren, or if they, I mean, now if they take up wasteland, we can copy his wasteland, and I mean, they play wasteland, that's fine, and we can make another 2020. Okay. Oh, they destroy our land. Okay, that's fine. Okay. We can now Orborg and decay the Ren. So here we just decay the Ren. Yeah, he got one card from us, but Thunder, that's a good card for him. I think this has been a quite interesting game. So I think now we can win 2 times. So we can combo 2 times.
yeah.
With this 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Yeah, I definitely think we try and start burning his cards because I don't think he has. I think it's unlikely that he has surgical at this point since he wastelanded our Bayou when we were totally tapped out. He could have ripped.
He shuffled with Thunder, so yeah. Have the I think he has the edict, but
Yeah, it seems really likely. Wow, he does have the surgical. Why wouldn't he? Must have just found that. Otherwise, that wasteland would have hit our depths when we were tapped out.
I think you have to crop. Wait! No!
I mean, what is that?
Why you didn't play crop rotation? You can go Bojuka.
So if we crop for another depths, we have to sacrifice this one, right? And then we still lose to the edict in his hand.
But you can get Bojuka. I think that was the play there. You remove your graveyard.
Okay. That's fair. That is fair. That's on me.
Yeah. And now he edicts and we lose the game. Okay. So that's fine. We run this back.
That was really bad.
Yeah. That's the only reason I keep Bojuka Bog against this deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they just draw the surgical. we can play more pithy needles and less surgical extraction. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. That seemed to be the main way that his deck was fighting us. What's going on, Mats? Where does it say sneak and show?
Maybe on Twitter it says sneak and show because Twitter is really slow at updating what you are streaming. So at least it happens with me.
Stands kind of all in, but hard to say no to a turn 2 combo with a discard spell.
Yeah, I think I will keep this. Yeah. Okay. No, we take the trio. Yeah, maybe they ponder. They ponder or they.
Mira, saliendo el streaming, tío.
Otra persona. Okay, so here we place the Verdant Catacomb and pass. So they ponder.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault. Where's that?
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's Twitter doesn't not update it really fast. That happens a lot. I don't know what happens with Twitch and Twitter, but it always reflects my last stream, not the one I'm playing now. So let's see. Choose to not shuffle. I think here we play the Hexmage.
I agree. Yeah.
I think Hexmage beatdown might be the plan, and another Verdant Catacomb. No, Verdant or Dryad Arbor.
Okay.
Or maybe he can think that we have Flusterstorm. He cannot search for gold. Rena 6. Okay. Okay, we kill the Rena 6, the Surgical or Hex Mages.
Ya, tío. ¿Sabe que tenemos otra mano en mano? Saliendo el streaming y se lo pasa nada.
That's pretty weird. That he Surgicals now.
With a Wasteland up, yeah, it's a little odd.
We have no play Thespian stage, right?
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that we have to give away the information. What? Guess that means another Ren and 6 is coming.
I think we should search for our basic lands here and copy a basic land now before he bounces the wasteland to his hand.
I mean, does that actually accomplish anything?
Yeah, we don't get the Thespian stage never wastelanded. So Matsole, he saw our complete deck, and he saw we have no brainstorms in the deck. So and just that's good.
Do we want to play a Bayou to see if we can bait him into using this?
I think he's not gonna bite it. So we are gonna play Bayou, that's for sure. But I think we have to decay the Rena 6. Or maybe we just wait. Maybe he wastelands us, and then we decay the Rena 6.
Yeah, that's what I meant. See if we can bait that. If he gets a Verdant Catacombs, I'm...
Okay, now we decay it.
Well, I don't think it really matters, but...
Let's see what he casts. Strix. Yeah, I think here Dardeps is fine because it gives us the out of track
Needle. Or Ghost Quarter. Or Crop.
Okay, so I think we have to Bojuka this turn. I think we Bojuka his Edict now, and then next turn we can try play the Verdant for the Dryad Arbor. That's fine. And that's. Do you float a lot with Dardeps?
What's that?
So here play Verdant Catacombs, that's sure. And yeah, I will Thoxis him so that he has not mana for hard cast boss.
Yeah. Keeps our mana more open in future turns for like map crack too.
Yeah, I think yes. Gonna play Force of Negation. Like yes. Yeah, Force of Negation. We could start slow taking depths, right? 1, 2, 3. I know we don't have 4.
Yeah, we're 1 mana short to do that, and we don't want to have to crack the Catacombs either.
would play by you to have more mana. So it's doing nothing in your hand. Yeah. You should start playing a bit faster. We need anything that searches for a land or anything that against commands. So we have 3 turns, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we cast this. Add cast pause.
Yikes.
4.
That's game.
Okay. So game over.
Yeah. I believe I'll take
Okay.
credit. I believe I'll take credit for that loss.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we had a realistic chance to win a slightly longer game too had I not went right through the crop rotation line.
Yeah, I think that but
yeah, we don't know what his last 2 cards were, but I think we had a chance to win that game if we crop rotation there.
I still think that the strategic construction are pretty good against them, because if you get one of his wastelands, his deck starts being a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, I think we boarded in. Well, not that we ever saw them, but the boarding pithing needles into Kolaghan's command isn't exactly the greatest spot either.
Yeah.
So
I think surgical is fine.
Yeah, we never saw any of those cards, so it didn't make a difference. But I think going forward, yeah, I think I'd rather in that particular matchup with the wastelands with the red and 6, I think I'd rather have at least in the versions that are running the Kolaghan's command type cards.
So most of them are playing Kolaghan's command, like.
Yeah, well, there's a straight rug version of it that's floating around too.
But
so I think in that, but even
the rug, they're playing wasteland now.
Yeah, and they're also probably boarding in either Ancient Grudge or a Braid too. So yeah, it may it feels weird because I'm never used to bringing in surgical against those kind of decks, but it might be right.
Yeah, so from my testing, it has been working quite a lot. So, okay, I think I'm going to go to sleep.
All right, what time is it by you? Like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning?
22-4.
Nice. All right, well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for everyone watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, you can follow me on Twitter by Togores TCG. So,
all right, have a good night, man.
So thanks, and yeah, good night.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I may stream the playoff event on Sunday if I'm feeling up to that. If I do it, it won't be with a delay or anything like that, so that could be interesting. Outside of that, probably sometime towards the end of next week if I don't do Sunday. All right, have a good night, guys.